The haunted shores of Oregon. Unveiling the mysteries nestled along the rugged and windswept coastline of Oregon, lies a string of beach towns that are as captivating as they are enigmatic. These picturesque locales, with their dramatic cliffs, sweeping beaches, and dense evergreen forests, have long been cherished by travelers seeking both adventure and tranquility. Yet, beneath their serene surfaces and breathtaking vistas, these towns harbor secrets that transcend the boundaries of time and reality. Secrets steeped in ghostly legends, spectral encounters, and centuries-old mysteries. Welcome to the haunted beach towns of the Oregon coast, where the whispers of the past linger in the salty sea breeze and shadows seem to dance just beyond the edge of perception. The allure of these coastal communities is undeniable. From the iconic Haystack Rock of Cannon Beach to the misty shores of Astoria, the Oregon coast offers a unique blend of natural beauty and eerie charm. But what sets these towns apart is not just their scenic splendor. It's the pervasive sense of otherworldliness that seems to permeate every creaking boardwalk, every abandoned lighthouse, and every shadowy forest trail. Whether you're wandering through the fog-draped streets of Seaside or gazing out at the endless expanse of the Pacific from Yachts, there's an unmistakable feeling that you're being watched, or perhaps followed, by something unseen. For generations, locals and visitors alike have shared tales of strange occurrences and unexplainable phenomena that defy logic and reason. Phantom ships gliding silently across the horizon, disembodied voices echoing from empty beaches, and ghostly apparitions appearing in hotel windows are just a few of the spine-chilling stories that have become part of the region's rich folklore. These accounts are not mere flights of fancy but are deeply rooted in history, culture, and the enduring human fascination with the unknown. They serve as reminders that even in our modern age, there remain places where the veil between the living and the dead feels perilously thin. In this article, we will journey into the heart of these haunted beach towns, uncovering the chilling legends and supernatural encounters that have earned them a place in the annals of paranormal lore. We'll explore the tragic histories that underpin many of these tales, from shipwrecks and lost loves to cursed lands and restless spirits. Along the way, we'll delve into the psychological and environmental factors that might explain, or perhaps deepen, the mysteries surrounding these spectral stories. Whether you're a skeptic searching for rational explanations or a believer eager to embrace the supernatural, this exploration promises to immerse you in a world where the line between fact and fiction blurs, leaving you questioning what truly lies beneath the surface of the Oregon coast's haunting beauty. So, grab your flashlight and brace yourself for an unforgettable voyage into the shadows of the Pacific Northwest. As we step onto the haunted shores of Oregon, prepare to confront the ghosts of the past, and perhaps discover that the most terrifying mysteries are the ones we carry within ourselves. Cannon Beach's whispering sands, echoes of tragedy and mystery among the myriad of haunted locales along the Oregon coast. Cannon Beach stands out not only for its stunning natural beauty, but also for the spectral legends that weave through its sandy shores and towering landmarks. Nestled between lush forests and the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, Cannon Beach is perhaps best known for its iconic Haystack Rock, a massive monolith that rises dramatically from the tide pools. Yet, beyond its postcard-perfect scenery lies a tapestry of ghostly tales and unresolved mysteries that have intrigued locals and visitors for decades. One of the most prominent haunted sites in Cannon Beach is the historic Surf Sand Resort, a beloved landmark that has welcomed guests since 1965. Over the years, numerous reports of paranormal activity have emerged from within its walls, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted hotels on the Oregon coast. Guests and staff alike have recounted eerie encounters with a spectral woman dressed in Victorian-era attire, believed to be the spirit of a former resident who tragically drowned in the nearby ocean. Witnesses describe seeing her ethereal figure walking along the beach at dusk, her presence often accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature and an overwhelming sense of melancholy. Some claim to hear faint sobbing emanating from empty hallways, while others report objects moving inexplicably in their rooms, as if the restless spirit seeks connection or closure. Adding to the town's haunted aura is the legend of the Lady of the Dunes, a ghostly figure said to wander the desolate stretches of sand during moonlit nights. According to local lore, she was a young bride whose wedding party ended in disaster when a rogue wave swept her and several others into the unforgiving sea. Her apparition is often seen clutching a bouquet of wilting flowers, her face etched with sorrow as she searches for her lost loved ones. Those brave enough to approach her claim they feel an inexplicable chill and a deep sense of longing, as though her grief transcends the barrier between life and death. While skeptics dismiss these sightings as tricks of the light or overactive imaginations, the consistency of the descriptions lends credence to the belief that something or someone lingers among the dunes. Another spine-chilling tale centers around Yaquina State Park, a sprawling preserve located just north of Cannon Beach. Known for its panoramic views and hiking trails, the park harbors a darker secret hidden within its dense forests. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied whispers carried by the wind, as well as the sound of footsteps following them despite being alone. Some attribute these occurrences to Native American spirits, whose ancestral lands were disturbed during the construction of roads and recreational facilities. Others point to the tragic history of shipwrecks off the coast, suggesting that the souls of those lost at sea continue to haunt the area. One particularly harrowing account involves a couple who claimed to see shadowy figures darting between trees late at night, their movements too swift to be human. When they attempted to follow, the figures vanished without a trace, leaving behind only an oppressive silence. Cannon Beach's haunted reputation extends beyond specific locations to encompass the town itself, which seems imbued with an unsettling energy that defies explanation. Residents speak of odd occurrences such as flickering lights in vacant homes, phantom footsteps echoing down empty streets, and inexplicable cold spots that appear even on warm summer days. Many attribute these phenomena to the town's tumultuous past, marked by devastating storms, maritime disasters, and untimely deaths. Others suggest that the geology of the area, characterized by volcanic rock formations and shifting tectonic plates, may contribute to electromagnetic anomalies that could influence perception and behavior. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, Cannon Beach continues to attract visitors drawn to its unique blend of natural beauty and supernatural intrigue. For some, it offers a chance to confront their fears and test the limits of their courage. For others, it provides an opportunity to connect with the mysterious forces that shape our understanding of the world. Whatever the reason, one thing remains certain. The sands of Cannon Beach whisper secrets of tragedy and mystery, inviting those who listen closely to uncover the truths buried beneath the surface. As we delve deeper into the haunted tales of the Oregon coast, Cannon Beach serves as a poignant reminder that even the most idyllic settings can conceal dark and haunting stories. Its spectral legends remind us that the boundary between the living and the dead is not always as clear-cut as we might wish, and that sometimes the echoes of the past refuse to fade away. Shadows beneath the waves. The ghosts of Newport's Yaquina Bay Lighthouse perch dramatically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the relentless waves of the Pacific Ocean. Yaquina Bay Lighthouse stands as a sentinel of history and mystery in the quaint town of Newport, Oregon. Built in 1871, this iconic structure has served as both a beacon for sailors navigating treacherous waters and a magnet for those fascinated by the supernatural. Renowned as one of the most haunted sites on the Oregon coast, Yaquina Bay Lighthouse is steeped in spectral legends that have captured the imagination of countless visitors and locals alike. The story most frequently associated with the lighthouse revolves around the tragic fate of Muriel, a young woman whose life met a horrifying end within its walls. According to legend, Muriel, a guest at the lighthouse during a family visit, became entangled in a web of mystery and betrayal. It is said that she was murdered by her jealous lover, who then disappeared into the depths of the bay, leaving behind no trace except for Muriel's ghostly presence. Over the years, numerous visitors have reported encountering her apparition, often described as a pale, ethereal figure clad in period clothing, drifting through the lighthouse's corridors, her mournful gaze fixed on the sea below. Witnesses recount feelings of profound sadness and unease in her presence, as if her spirit remains trapped in a perpetual state of longing and despair. Adding to the lighthouse's haunted reputation are the recurring reports of disembodied voices and inexplicable noises emanating from its interior. Staff members and tour guides have spoken of hearing faint whispers and footsteps echoing through empty rooms, despite the absence of any living person nearby. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures flitting across doorways or standing motionless in corners before vanishing into thin air. Others describe the sensation of being watched, even when completely alone, accompanied by an icy chill that seems to seep through the very walls of the building. These phenomena are so consistent that paranormal investigators have flocked to Yaquina Bay Lighthouse, armed with equipment designed to capture evidence of the supernatural. Their findings, ranging from EVP electronic voice phenomena, recordings to thermal imaging anomalies, have only deepened the mystery surrounding this storied landmark. Beyond Muriel's tragic tale, Yaquina Bay Lighthouse is linked to another chilling narrative involving its original keeper, Captain James Smith. Tasked with maintaining the light that guided mariners to safety, Smith reportedly became consumed by paranoia and isolation during his tenure. Locals whispered about strange lights flickering in the tower late at night and eerie sounds drifting from the lighthouse after hours. It wasn't until Smith's sudden disappearance that rumors reached a fever pitch, with some speculating that he had succumbed to madness or even taken his own life. To this day, visitors claim to encounter the ghost of Captain Smith, his stern visage appearing in photographs or manifesting as a fleeting shadow near the lantern room. His presence is often accompanied by a palpable tension, as though his restless spirit still struggles to fulfill his duty. The haunting atmosphere of Yaquina Bay Lighthouse extends beyond individual stories to encompass the broader history of the site. Built on land once inhabited by indigenous peoples, the area is believed to hold spiritual significance, potentially amplifying the supernatural activity experienced there. Additionally, the lighthouse's proximity to the turbulent waters of Yaquina Bay, a notorious graveyard for ships, adds another layer of tragedy to its lore. Countless vessels have met their doom against the jagged rocks and shifting sands, leading some to believe that the spirits of drowned sailors linger nearby, forever searching for solace. Visitors have reported spotting ghostly ships materializing on the horizon, their silhouettes illuminated by the glow of the lighthouse before fading back into the mist. What makes Yaquina Bay Lighthouse particularly compelling is how seamlessly its haunted legends intertwine with historical events. While skeptics might argue that the eerie occurrences can be attributed to environmental factors or psychological suggestion, the sheer volume and consistency of reports lend weight to the idea that something extraordinary resides within its weathered stone walls. Whether viewed as a repository of unresolved grief, a conduit for ancient energies, or simply a product of human imagination, the lighthouse remains a focal point for those seeking answers to questions that lie beyond the realm of science and reason. As the sun sets over Newport and the waves crash relentlessly against the shore, Yaquina Bay Lighthouse casts its beam into the darkness, a steadfast guardian of secrets hidden beneath the waves. Its spectral inhabitants, Muriel, Captain Smith, and perhaps countless others, continue to haunt its halls, their stories whispered on the wind and carried by the tides. For those brave enough to venture inside, the lighthouse offers not only a glimpse into Oregon's maritime past, but also an invitation to explore the shadowy intersection of history and the supernatural. Here, amid the shadows and the whispers, the line between the living and the dead blurs, leaving visitors to wonder whether they walk alone or alongside the restless spirits of the past. Florence's forgotten souls, the spirits of Old Town and driftwood shores tucked away amidst the rolling dunes and dense coastal forests of the Oregon coast lies Florence, a charming beach town whose quaint Old Town district and pristine driftwood shores mask a haunting legacy tied to its storied past. This small community, embraced by the Siuslaw River on one side and the vast Pacific Ocean on the other, has long been celebrated for its picturesque landscapes and vibrant cultural scene. Yet beneath its cheerful facade lies a darker undercurrent, one woven with tales of tragedy, loss, and restless spirits that refuse to fade into oblivion. Among the most compelling of these stories are those surrounding the infamous ghost ship of Heseta Head, and the mysterious disappearances that have plagued Florence's shores for over a century. The legend of the ghost ship of Heseta Head begins in the late 19th century, during an era when maritime trade dominated the Oregon coast economy. According to local lore, a merchant vessel carrying valuable cargo encountered a fierce storm off the coast of Florence. Unable to navigate safely through the hazardous waters near Heseta Head, a treacherous stretch renowned for its jagged rocks and unpredictable currents, the ship was dashed against the cliffs, taking all hands aboard to their watery graves. What makes this tale particularly chilling is the belief that the doomed vessel never fully sank. Instead, it is said to reappear sporadically under the cover of darkness, its spectral form gliding silently across the waves like a phantom mirage. Witnesses describe seeing dim lights flickering in its portholes and hearing faint cries for help carried by the wind, as if the crew remains trapped in a purgatorial loop, forever reliving their final moments. Over the years, countless fishermen and sailors have reported spotting the ghost ship, often claiming it vanishes abruptly, leaving behind only the eerie echo of waves crashing against invisible hulls. Adding to Florence's haunted reputation is the phenomenon of unexplained disappearances that have occurred along driftwood shores, a stretch of beach littered with driftwood logs washed ashore by relentless tides. Since the early 20th century, numerous individuals, locals and tourists alike, have vanished without a trace while visiting this seemingly tranquil area. While some cases have been attributed to accidents or foul play, others defy logical explanation, fueling speculation about a malevolent force lurking within the landscape. Locals speak in hushed tones about the Shadow Man, a sinister figure rumored to stalk unsuspecting victims along the shoreline. Described as a tall, indistinct silhouette cloaked in darkness, the Shadow Man is said to appear suddenly, blocking escape routes and inducing paralyzing fear in those who encounter him. Several survivors of close calls on driftwood shores have recounted seeing this ominous presence moments before narrowly escaping what felt like certain doom. Whether the Shadow Man is a manifestation of the land's dark energy or the embodiment of some ancient curse remains a topic of fervent debate among residents and paranormal enthusiasts. Old Town Florence, with its cobblestone streets and historic buildings, serves as another focal point for the town's spectral activity. Once a bustling hub of commerce and industry, Old Town now stands as a testament to Florence's rich heritage, preserving remnants of its pioneering days. However, it is also home to lingering echoes of tragedy. One of the most infamous incidents dates back to the Great Fire of 1913, which ravaged much of the district and claimed several lives. Survivors spoke of hearing anguished screams and seeing flames leap impossibly high into the night sky, a catastrophe so devastating that some believe the victims' spirits remain trapped in the ruins. Today, visitors to Old Town often report strange occurrences such as doors slamming shut on their own, shadowy figures darting between alleyways, and an overwhelming sense of dread when walking through certain areas. Some businesses have even installed surveillance cameras in hopes of capturing evidence of these phenomena, only to find footage showing inexplicable movements and distortions. The convergence of these haunting tales creates a tapestry of fear and fascination that defines Florence's identity as one of the Oregon coast's most haunted destinations. The ghost ship of Heceta Head, the vanishings of driftwood shores, and the spectral residue of Old Town collectively paint a portrait of a town grappling with its past, a past that refuses to stay buried. For many residents, these stories serve as cautionary tales, whispered warnings to respect the power of the sea and the fragility of human existence. For outsiders, they represent an irresistible invitation to explore the liminal spaces where history and horror intersect. Yet, despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, Florence continues to draw visitors eager to experience its unique blend of beauty and eeriness. Tourists flock to Yaquina Head Lighthouse, hoping to catch a glimpse of the ghostly vessel. Thrill seekers comb the sands of driftwood shores, daring the Shadow Man to reveal himself, and curious explorers wander the streets of Old Town, listening for whispers carried by the wind. Each visitor carries away not just memories of scenic vistas and charming architecture, but also a lingering awareness of the unseen forces that shape the fabric of this coastal community. In Florence, the line between myth and reality blurs, creating a space where the ordinary and the extraordinary coexist in uneasy harmony. Its haunted legends remind us that even the most idyllic settings can harbor secrets too profound to be silenced. As the sun sets over the Oregon coast and the shadows lengthen across Florence's forgotten shores, the spirits of the past stir once more, beckoning those brave enough to heed their call. The haunting symphony of Lincoln City, ghostly echoes amidst nature's grandeur. Lincoln City, nestled along 7 miles of pristine Oregon coastline, is a destination renowned for its natural splendor and vibrant art scene. Yet, beneath its welcoming facade and bustling boardwalks lies a darker narrative, a collection of ghost stories that intertwine with the town's wild beauty, crafting an atmosphere thick with spectral intrigue. 2 locations stand out amidst this haunting symphony: Rhodes End State Recreation Site and Chinook Winds Casino Resort, each contributing uniquely to Lincoln City's eerie allure. At Rhodes End State Recreation Site, nature's majesty meets the supernatural in a haunting ballet of sights and sounds. This serene park, bordered by dense forests and rugged cliffs, is a favorite spot for picnics and wildlife watching. However, it also holds a reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures moving silently between the trees, their forms dissolving like mist as dawn approaches. The most persistent legend involves a spectral dog that roams the trails, its ghostly barks echoing through the woods. Witnesses describe it as a large black Labrador, friendly yet intangible, believed to be the spirit of a pet that perished in the area decades ago. Those who encounter the canine often feel a comforting presence, as if the loyal creature offers companionship to lone wanderers. Yet, the warmth of this spectral friendship contrasts sharply with the unsettling whispers that sometimes accompany it, faint murmurs that seem to emanate from the very air, speaking in languages unknown and tones both urgent and mournful. Further inland, Chinook Wind's casino resort adds another dimension to Lincoln City's haunted tapestry. As one of the largest entertainment complexes on the Oregon coast, the casino attracts thousands of visitors annually with its gaming tables, live performances, and luxurious accommodations. But behind its glittering facade lies a series of chilling anecdotes that have earned it a place in local paranormal lore. Employees and patrons alike have shared tales of ghostly apparitions roaming the halls, particularly on the upper floors where hotel rooms overlook the ocean. A common sighting involves a woman in a flowing white dress, her translucent form drifting past windows and disappearing into walls. Some claim she is the spirit of a jilted bride who took her own life in one of the rooms, unable to bear the heartbreak of losing her true love. Her appearances are often heralded by a sudden drop in temperature and the faint scent of roses, as though her presence carries the essence of a bygone era. The casino's theater, known for hosting concerts and comedy shows, is another focal point of spectral activity. Performers and stagehands have recounted bizarre incidents involving equipment malfunctioning without cause, props moving inexplicably, and disembodied applause breaking out during rehearsals. Many attribute these occurrences to the restless spirit of a former performer who died tragically backstage, forever yearning for the spotlight. Others suggest that the acoustics of the theater amplify ambient sounds, creating auditory illusions that mimic ghostly phenomena. Regardless of the explanation, the theater's haunted reputation adds an extra layer of excitement or apprehension for those who step onto its stage. The Enchanted Vale of Seaside, whispers from the promenade and shadows in the arcade Seaside, Oregon, with its iconic wooden promenade stretching along the rugged coastline, presents a beguiling juxtaposition of lively tourist attractions and eerie spectral tales. This beach town, famed for its vibrant arcades and bustling boardwalks, holds secrets that lurk beneath the cheerful veneer of its seaside charm. The Seaside Promenade and the Funland Arcade are two such locations where the laughter of children and the clinking of arcade tokens mingle with whispers of the supernatural, creating a haunting melody that resonates through the salty sea air. The Seaside Promenade, a staple of the town's identity, is a mile-long stretch that offers panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean, dotted with benches and charming shops. However, this picturesque walkway is also reputed to be a haunt of ghostly figures, particularly visible during the twilight hours when the setting sun casts elongated shadows across the planks. Visitors have reported seeing a spectral woman in a flowing gown, pacing the promenade with an expression of profound sorrow etched upon her translucent face. Legend suggests she was once a devoted mother who lost her child to the merciless waves during a stormy night. Her ethereal form is often accompanied by the faint sound of a child's laughter, mingling with the distant cries of seagulls, creating an unsettling symphony that sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to linger after dusk. Venturing indoors, the Funland Arcade, a popular destination brimming with neon lights and the cacophony of electronic games, harbors its own share of ghostly lore. Amidst the flashing screens and ringing bells, employees recount eerie experiences that disrupt the arcade's usual jovial atmosphere. Tales of a shadowy figure, often seen darting between the rows of pinball machines, have circulated among staff and regular patrons. This entity, devoid of discernible features, moves with an uncanny swiftness, disappearing into thin air when approached. Some speculate it to be the spirit of a former employee who met an untimely demise within the confines of the arcade, his unfinished business tethering him to the world of the living. Others whisper of poltergeist-like activities, where game controls manipulate themselves and lights flicker erratically without any apparent cause, adding a spine-chilling element to the otherwise mundane hum of machinery. Tillamook's Twisted Tides. Hauntings along Cape Meares and Nettit's Bay. Tillamook, a modest yet enchanting town on the Oregon coast, is renowned for its lush dairy farms and the iconic Tillamook Creamery. However, beyond its pastoral charm lies a darker, more spectral narrative intertwined with the rugged beauty of Cape Meares and the tranquil waters of Nettit's Bay. These locations, steeped in history and folklore, harbor ghostly legends that have puzzled locals and captivated visitors for generations, casting an eerie shadow over Tillamook's picturesque landscapes. Cape Meares, crowned by the historic Cape Meares Lighthouse, stands as a sentinel against the relentless fury of the Pacific Ocean. Built in 1890, this architectural marvel has long guided mariners through treacherous waters, but it also serves as a beacon for those intrigued by the supernatural. The lighthouse is infamous for its spectral inhabitant, a figure colloquially known as the Grey Lady. According to legend, she was the wife of a former lighthouse keeper who met a tragic end when she fell, or was pushed, from the cliffside during a violent storm. Her ghost is said to roam the grounds, her translucent form draped in gray shrouds, forever mourning her untimely demise. Visitors have reported seeing her apparition near the lighthouse's base, her mournful gaze fixed on the churning waves below. Others claim to hear faint sobbing carried by the wind, as if her grief transcends the barrier between life and death. Adding to the lighthouse's haunted allure are reports of disembodied footsteps, echoing through its narrow corridors and sudden drops in temperature that leave an icy chill in their wake. Paranormal investigators who have ventured into its depths speak of capturing EVP, electronic voice phenomena, recordings, where voices murmur unintelligibly, lending credence to the belief that the Grey Lady's spirit remains tethered to the place of her sorrow. Astoria's ghostly embrace. Echoes from underground and the haunted Flavel House Museum. Astoria, Oregon's oldest city, stands as a bastion of history and spectral intrigue, where the past lingers not only in the preserved architecture but also in the very air that sweeps through its streets. Known for its Victorian charm and strategic location at the mouth of the Columbia River, Astoria is a place where history converges with the supernatural, particularly evident in the eerie underground tunnels and the storied Flavel House Museum. These locations, steeped in ghostly legends, offer a chilling glimpse into a world where the living and the dead coexist in uneasy proximity. The underground tunnels of Astoria, originally constructed in the late 19th century, were designed to facilitate clandestine activities ranging from smuggling to prostitution. These subterranean passageways, carved deep beneath the city's bustling streets, now serve as conduits for spectral encounters that defy explanation. Visitors and tour guides alike have reported a plethora of paranormal phenomena within these damp, dimly lit corridors. Eerie whispers echo through the tunnels, their sources indiscernible, as if the walls themselves hold secrets too profound to be spoken aloud. Shadows move independently of any physical form, darting across the limited light provided by lanterns and flashlights, leaving witnesses with a lingering sense of being followed. One of the most harrowing accounts involves a group of tourists who claim to feel icy hands brushing against their skin, accompanied by the distinct sound of chains rattling, a grim reminder of the tunnel's darker days. These experiences have cemented Astoria's underground network as one of the most haunted sites on the Oregon coast, drawing paranormal enthusiasts and thrill-seekers eager to confront the unknown. Scientific perspectives on the haunted legends of Oregon's beach towns. While the haunted legends of Oregon's beach towns captivate our imaginations with their eerie charm and spectral allure, it is essential to consider the scientific perspectives that might explain these phenomena. Many of the ghostly encounters and supernatural occurrences reported along the Oregon coast can be attributed to natural environmental factors, psychological effects, and human perception errors, providing a rational lens through which we can view these otherwise inexplicable events. One significant factor contributing to the haunted reputation of these coastal towns is their unique environmental conditions. The Oregon coast is characterized by its rugged terrain, dense forests, and proximity to the Pacific Ocean, all of which create an environment prone to rapid temperature fluctuations, dense fog formations, and acoustical anomalies. The sudden temperature drops commonly reported during ghost sightings can be explained by thermal inversion, a meteorological phenomenon where cold air becomes trapped beneath a layer of warm air, creating localized cooling effects. Similarly, the eerie fogs that envelope towns and obscure visibility can give rise to optical illusions, making ordinary objects appear as ghostly apparitions. The acoustic properties of water bodies and dense vegetation can also amplify sounds, transforming mundane noises into mysterious echoes that mimic the cries of the supernatural. Psychological factors play a crucial role in shaping perceptions of hauntings. The power of suggestion is potent. When individuals enter a setting reputed to be haunted, their expectations can influence their experiences. This phenomenon, known as perceptual expectancy, leads people to interpret ambiguous stimuli as evidence of paranormal activity. Additionally, the isolation and natural beauty of coastal environments can induce a meditative state, heightening sensory awareness and making individuals more susceptible to misinterpreting normal environmental cues as supernatural. Stress and fatigue, common among visitors engaging in strenuous outdoor activities, can further exacerbate these misperceptions, leading to vivid hallucinations or heightened emotional responses that feel otherworldly. Human error also contributes significantly to the legends of haunted towns. Historical misinterpretations and embellishments over time can transform factual events into fantastical stories. For instance, drownings and accidents, which are tragically common in aquatic environments, might be reimagined as ghostly vengeance or spectral interventions when retold through generations. Moreover, the human tendency to seek patterns and assign meaning to random occurrences can lead to the creation of ghost stories where none existed originally. This patternicity, or the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in meaningless noise, is a survival mechanism that sometimes misfires, leading us to see ghosts where there are only shadows. By examining these scientific explanations, we gain a clearer understanding of how natural processes and human psychology interact to create the haunting legends of Oregon's beach towns. Far from diminishing their allure, this knowledge enriches our appreciation of these stories, allowing us to enjoy them as fascinating intersections of nature, history, and human imagination. Understanding the science behind the spooks does not strip away the mystery but rather adds layers of complexity to the legends, inviting us to explore the fine line between the seen and the unseen, the explained and the unexplainable. Embracing the shadows. Why haunted beach towns fascinate us. The tales of haunted beach towns along the Oregon coast captivate our imaginations not merely because of their eerie charm, but because they tap into a primal part of our psyche that yearns for mystery and marvels at the unknown. These coastal communities, with their chilling legends and spectral whispers, serve as poignant reminders of the delicate balance between the beauty of nature and the haunting specters of history. The allure of these haunted towns lies not only in their ghostly stories but also in their ability to provoke a profound contemplation of the human condition and our place within the natural world. Haunted beach towns challenge our perceptions of reality, pushing us to question the boundaries between the seen and unseen, the heard and unheard. They embody the essence of the uncanny